Sirvió como piloto de combate durante 26 años. Después de su servicio militar, Huldaí tuvo la oportunidad de cumplir su sueño de toda la vida al convertirse en director de la reconocida gimnasia de Herzliya. Como alcalde, su política está orientada a llevar la calidad de vida a los habitantes de Tel Aviv. Huldaí fue reelegido para su tercer mandato consecutivo de 5 años en 2008. Damos la bienvenida, como los tijuanenses sabemos hacerlo. Es un honor tenerlo con nosotros al alcalde de Tel Aviv, al señor Ron Huldaí.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, I put my pants tonight. Hola, mi nombre es Ron Huldaí. Soy el alcalde de Tel Aviv. Does anyone speak Hebrew here? Because my Spanish is finished. I have to follow and speak in English. Everybody speaks English? Very nice. So first I want to thank you all for the invitation to speak today in this important conference about innovation in Tel Aviv. A special thanks to the person who invited me, Mr. Jose Gallicot, a great friend of mine, a great friend of the city of Tel Aviv. Thank you very much. Since most of you have probably not yet visited in Tel Aviv, I'll use some images to put us in context. Tel Aviv is located on the Mediterranean shore of Israel. It is far away, more than 12,000 kilometers from Tijuana. I like to call Tel Aviv the world's smallest large city. Its size is only 52 square kilometers. Tijuana is more than 10 times bigger than the city of Tel Aviv. Yet, despite being so small, Tel Aviv has one of the most important global tech scenes. We are ranked as second best place in the world to open startup company. Israel is known as a startup nation, and we are the startup city of the startup nation. Tel Aviv is home for more than 700 startups. In addition, there are hundreds of large technology companies, many research centers, and plenty of tech conferences and events. Entrepreneurship is in the DNA of Tel Aviv. And to understand why I want to tell you about the city's first startup. Like most of our startups, it came from a crazy dream of entrepreneurs. Like most of our startups, nobody believed it would succeed. Take a look at this picture. This is the city's first startup. And this is Tel Aviv itself. This photo was taken in 1909 when the first families of the city built a home in the middle of the sand dunes and declared that their vision was to create the New York of the Middle East. These visionaries dreamt of a garden city in a place that had no water. They planned to build great metropolis when there were only 66 families. They were true dreamers. And they succeed. Thank you. Did you finish? Okay. This is what this spot looks like today. Almost everything in this photo has changed, except for one thing, the spirit of innovation. The founders of Tel Aviv did more than just build a city. They laid the institutions for independent state. And since Tel Aviv was founded 40 years before Israel was born, the founders of Tel Aviv took upon themselves to be the pioneers of the future of the Jewish people. A state needs culture, right, so they built a national theater even before there was a nation. Another thing state needs is art, so they built an art museum in the home of the mayor. A state also needs national language, so the people of Tel Aviv decided their city would be the first Hebrew-speaking city in the world, even though the Hebrew language had been dead for 2,000 years. So they built a school called Herzliya Hebrew Gymnasium, named after Theodor Herzl, who was the founder of our national movement, Zionism. Everyone in this school had to teach and study in Hebrew. And guess what? Soon everyone in Tel Aviv and outside of Tel Aviv followed. By the time of the State of Israel was founded in 1948, the people of Tel Aviv had already prepared everything for our nation, what our nation needed for independence. And by the way, the state was declared in the exact same location that the city was founded, in the Tel Aviv Museum of Art. The spirit of entrepreneurship became part of the city's legacy, and Tel Aviv quickly became the country's financial center and cultural center. This is the history of Tel Aviv. But now let's talk about the present. People often ask me how this city continues to attract innovators and dreamers. How do we maintain a high level of creativity? The truth is, I don't know. I cannot tell you why our young people are so creative. I can give you or suggest some options. But once we identified this creativity, we created platforms to leverage it. We do not offer creative people money or free apartments or dinner with the mayor. We give them nothing but the city itself. What we did was to create a city that everyone would want to live in. We look and we took the city's entrepreneurial DNA and developed platforms to cultivate it. God gave us beautiful beach and 300 days of sun, as you see. But everything else in the puzzle is made up of hundreds of policies and decisions. These decisions have transformed Tel Aviv in the past few years into one of the most exciting and fun cities in the world. Culture and art are one of our main priorities. We create a pleasant urban spaces. Our streets are fun to walk and very safe. Our nightlife and culinary scene are among the best in the world. All these things attract young, attractive people, creative people. This is why one of every 3 residents in our city is between the age of 18 and 35. And above all, we promote freedom. Freedom of thought, tolerance, and pluralism. This city accepts everything and everyone. We are a very diverse society and embrace every community and minority. Being diverse and young sparks idea. Innovation thrives in countries with many immigrants and different communities. Being diverse and young means that we are a society with no classes. Every citizen equal to the mayor. By the way, most of my citizens think they are better than the mayor. Like most immigrant societies, we put a major focus on education. Jews have always migrated from country to country, and education is extremely important in our culture. One of the tools that I have as a mayor to maintain a high level of education is through the Tel Aviv Foundation that I chair. With the foundation, we create projects that are important for the continuation of Israel's status as a world leader. And in this field, I am proud to say that we have many partners abroad, and one of the pillars of who makes difference both here in Tijuana is here in Tijuana and in Tel Aviv. And one of them is sitting here, and I mentioned his name, and this is Jose Galicot. Where are you? Jose, are you here? Yes, thank you very much. He brought me all the way. With the help of good people like Jose, the foundation helps the city to build science schools, music conservatories, academic institutions, and kindergarten, as you can see in the photo. My friend, as you can see, I love my city, but I was not born in Tel Aviv, but rather on a collective farm called a kibbutz. My family DNA is also made up of dreamers. My parents were entrepreneurs, but a special kind. They did not dream of making a lot of money. Their goal was to create an utopian society. They were born in Poland and came to Israel as pioneers. My parents were among the founders of a kibbutz that named Hulda and were teachers. And as a young man, I enlisted to Israeli Air Force. I served for 26 years as combat pilot and always dreamed of following the footsteps of your parents. This is me, there in the picture. When I retired as Brigadier General, I turned to the public education system and asked to be a teacher, but I did not have the qualification to be a teacher. So they did an innovative act. So instead, they offered me to be the principal. And I said yes. Get which school needed a principal? That's right. I spoke about it before. The Herzliya Hebrew Gymnasium, the first Hebrew-speaking high school in the world. That is when my love story with my city began. After a few years as principal, I decided to run for being a mayor. I don't know why they elected me, but they did. The city was on the verge of bankruptcy. Today, we are rated AAA stable by Standard & Poor's. And for the past 12 years, we have kept balanced budget and maintained city's values and its legacy. The success of Tel Aviv is important not only for its residents, but also has a major role in our life in the entire nation of the State of Israel. As you all know, Israel is the only democracy in a very unfriendly neighborhood. Maintaining democracy is not obvious in such a region. And do not forget that Israel is an immigrant society where most of the population originated in non-democratic countries. The city of Tel Aviv is the home of Israeli democracy. It is home to a nation's most important demonstrations and social movements. This is one of the major roles of the city, besides of being innovative. The neighboring countries are not only non-democratic, they are also filled with radicals of many sorts. Just this past summer, we suffered missile attack for 2 months from Gaza. A major value of the Jewish people is being responsible one for each other. And since Tel Aviv is a center of our nation, we carry this responsibility. And we carry this responsibility with pride. Children from the conflict zone enjoyed summer camps in Tel Aviv. Cancer and dialysis patients who could not commute to the local hospitals in this conflict zone were hosted in the city. Under those circumstances, we still continue thriving. We continue to be fun, young, non-stop startup city. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here today because of our ambitious goal to be a startup city not only for Israeli entrepreneurs, but also for entrepreneurs from around the world. And today, most of our workforce is Israeli. But in 10 years, we want to be an international center of creativity. We'll develop more working spaces. We are opening more hubs, more events, more entrepreneurs. One of the most important things we are working on is creating a national startup visa. We want entrepreneurs from around the world, including here in Mexico, to be able to work in Tel Aviv legally. We are also leading an initiative to double the number of international students in our university. So if you have here a university that wants to cooperate with us, we are ready to do so. We are cultivating our startup ecosystem. We have free Wi-Fi in our public areas, in the streets, boulevards, parks, and beaches. We are opening co-working spaces for entrepreneurs in the public buildings. At the same time, we are using technology in the service of the municipality. We want to be innovative in everything we do, in municipal services, education, culture, and community. And today, the only thing we do not want to change is the mayor. Some things are best when they are around for a long time. These are the flavor of our startup city. I invite you to come and experience them for yourself. So please take a pen and a pencil, and I want you to write down what you need to bring with you on your trip to Israel. Take with you one pair of shorts for the beach. Another pair of shorts for your business meetings. You need a laptop, of course. Don't eat week before you come. Our restaurants are amazing. And don't bring your umbrella, you don't need it. And finally, a word from a very important guest who visited us last year. Surprise!
Wear a fake mustache. I could wander through Tel Aviv and go to a bar and have a conversation, or go down to a university.
So if people want to see the future of the world economy, they should look at Tel Aviv, home to hundreds of startups and research centers.
Since we have high-tech in the world, nothing is working. Anyway, thank you. I hope to see you all soon in my city. Thank you very much. למה זה לא עבד? לא חשוב, לא.
Sometimes I have this fantasy that I can put
¿Vas a hacer preguntas y respuestas? ¿Se salió?
Entonces llamamos a... Bueno, pues como les decía, hemos vivido un momento histórico. Van a hacer entrega de un reconocimiento muy especial. Viene Mario López, que es representante de la ciudad de Tijuana en San Diego, de la oficina de Tijuana en San Diego, y por supuesto don José Galicot Béjar, presidente de Tijuana, Innovadora AC, para entregar este reconocimiento al alcalde de Tel Aviv.
On behalf of the citizens of Tijuana, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Please take this humble recognition.
Estimados amigos, hemos escuchado a uno de los más exitosos gobernantes de ciudad en el mundo. Vieron su simpatía, su alegría, su manera de explicar, su presentación sencilla, muestra el tipo de personaje que es, por eso ha sido reelecto 3 veces en periodos de 5 años. Un aplauso más, y por ahí tiene que dar nuestra punta, ¿no?
Ahí tiene la placa.
Y este obsequio se lo dejó el alcalde de Tijuana.
On behalf of the citizens of Tijuana, binational volunteer, on behalf of Don Jose and a lot of people, it's a pleasure to have you in Tijuana. Hope you come back, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank
Congratulations
you very much.
and thank you.
Thank you very much. You want to ask me some questions? Some questions? You want some questions?
Que si quieren preguntas. No, pero preguntamos. Okay. ¿Alguien tiene preguntas? ¿No? Sale. Denle un micrófono. Es que el alcalde está listo para contestar, a ver si los tijuanenses... Ahí va.
Don't rush, don't rush. Do you hear me? Pop.
Hello? Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. I want to ask you, do you have bike lines on your streets, and how did you get to have them, if you do have them?
Yes. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Is it okay? Okay. Yes, we have. We adapted the French system in Paris, the Velib, and we have every 400 meters a station with around 20 bikes standing. It is a service we provide to the people of Tel Aviv. We have 180 stations, 1,800 bikes on the streets. It's almost bike for free because the subscription is very, very cheap, and if you drive half an hour, you don't pay. And the city of Tel Aviv is so small that if you drive half an hour, you drive from one side to another side. So it's become a very, very popular service in our city, and it's considered to be a very successful project. Now, we are working a new system of car sharing at the same system to have stations every 500 meters in the city for renting a car and using it in the city and in the metropolis. I believe that in 2 years to come, we are going to finish this project too.
¿Alguien tiene alguna otra pregunta?
Who is speaking?
A ver, ¿le pueden hacer llegar un micrófono, por favor?
I don't hear you, I'm sorry. Not because of you, it's because of my age.
Brother, I rival you in age, trust me. But I've been to Jerusalem, and I have the impression that was a high-tech innovation center, too. Do you have a healthy sibling rivalry?
First of all, yeah, did you hear what he asked? He asked, he heard about this kind of activity that I mentioned about innovation in Jerusalem. Do we cooperate? And rival. We are not rivaling. We both share the same destiny, the same goal. We feel that we represent Israel, not just Tel Aviv. We are the center of everything in the city, in the state of Israel. If you think about art and culture, we are the center. If you speak about commerce, we are the centers. In numbers, 70% of people attending theaters all over Israel attending Tel Aviv theaters. 50% of the people that working in the banking industry are working in Tel Aviv. The city of Tel Aviv is a center that 400,000 but 1 million commuting in and out. So we are a center of a big metropolis. But we cooperate with everybody in the world, not just in Israel. By the way, in 2 months I'm going to be in China because we are now working on the project of bringing international students, Chinese students, to study in Israel. So there is no Jerusalem and Tel Aviv working together. Tel Aviv is for love and Tel Aviv for living.
Bien, una vez más queremos agradecer la presencia del alcalde de Tel Aviv, Ron Huldaí. Thank you very much for being here. I have to say, I've been in Tel Aviv a few years ago, and I fell in love with your city. So we're very proud and very glad to have you here. And on behalf of the city of Tijuana, we have this statue for you. This is a design of a very special friend of Tijuana Innovadora, Jack Wiener. This is a winner for a winner.
I won the Oscar. Thank you.
Fuerte el aplauso para el alcalde de Tel Aviv, Ron Huldaí. Y con esta conferencia magistral cerramos con broche de oro el primer día de actividades de Tijuana Innovadora 2014, un homenaje a la diáspora mexicana. Antes de despedirnos, quiero agradecer a nuestros patrocinadores CDT, Fidem, Telnor, Coca-Cola, Gran Hotel Tijuana, Café de Volada, Smurfit Kappa, Uber, Injuve, 21º Ayuntamiento de Tijuana, Gobierno del Estado de Baja California, y los esperamos mañana con temas de arte culinario, jóvenes emprendedores y liderazgo con grandes personalidades que nos visitan en esta experiencia de Tijuana Innovadora. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros, gracias por ser parte de la historia y muy buenas noches.